Hello, my name is Ana Gabriela de la Garza and I'll talk about the Fyre Festival disaster. I do have some notes here just in case I forgot or I lose track of what I'm saying, but I'll try to talk to the camera as fluently as possible and try not to read as much, but I can't promise anything. So when we talk about the Fyre Festival, everyone thinks of it as a joke, like everyone remembers it like so funny, like that was so bad. And it was very bad, but it was also very bad financially because um, uh, um it was very bad because it didn't have any planning. It just had like the hype of making it, but it really didn't have any financial structures, right? So I'm breaking down in this video how that money was raised, how it burned so easily, and how the investors and why the investors fail. That's very important. The investors are a really important part. And what does this say about financial responsibility? So the idea of the Fyre Festival was great. A private island, influencers, cameras, everything, like the whole thing. Everyone likes the gossip, and so people started investing, like private investors started just pouring the money, and the people were like, trust me, like it's going to work. These kind of things always work, and everyone was buying it. Everyone was like, oh yeah, this is great, we're going. But they didn't even have a plane ready. You know what I mean? Like they were buying the plane tickets and there wasn't even a plane. So, and of course they didn't know this yet. So instead of using the money that people were trusting and the private investors were also trusting, putting into security, logistics, artists, housing for, well, the festival, that was that supposed where the money that was supposed where the money what am I saying? That's where the money was supposed to go, logically, right? But that didn't happen. So Billy McFarland is the face of this festival. He decided to use it on marketing because obviously image, just trying to place this image of luxury and oh my god, the best festival ever, whatever, and status. So they're like, if you go to this festival, you're going to be the best, you're going to be blah 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 blah. And if you want to start doing marketing, status, and all of that, projecting your status, it's okay if you have all of the other operations secure, like the security, the housing, the artist, everything you need for a festival. But they didn't have this. They only have the marketing and the image of this amazing festival that it wasn't even ready, it wasn't secured. So the cash that they had, the investors put in, and the persons that wanted to go to the festival, it burned really fast because there wasn't like a plan to put this money somewhere, or oh, we need this, or we have this backup fund. No, so vendors needed like money immediately. Oh, you want this? I need money right now. And if the buyers wanted a refund, they couldn't get the refund because there wasn't money. There was no money. It was gone. So, as I mentioned before, the investors had a lot to do with this. If you are an investor, I want to think that you are a smart person. You know where to put your money. But these investors, they just blindly gave their money to Billy because, Billy was giving this image of, oh my god, this festival is going to be the best, we're going to have the best artists, everyone's going to be there. And these people were like, wait, this is great, let me put all of my money here, you don't need to give me any reports or anything like that, just do whatever you want to do. And that was obviously very dumb. And they were investing because of the hype, the celebrities. They were also like talking about this, and the FOMO. I wrote FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out, just if you don't know. But there were actually no receipts about where this money was going directly, like plans. You know what I mean? Plans. So Billy had control of all of this, and he was really bad. Financially, he was just a really bad person, and these investors paid for it. And eventually, everyone saw this coming. Well, not then, but now. It crossed from bad business to fraud. I mean, there's a really fine line into that, but still, it was fraud because the money that they were raising, it wasn't being used again. It wasn't being used for this festival. None of it, more than marketing and that stuff. It was used to cover all debts, and the investors were, they really was misleading the investors, like, oh, this money is going here or maybe here, and they were like, no, where's the money going? They were getting anxious, like, where is actually my money going? I mean, fair, but first you should have actually checked where your money was going before putting it, you know what I mean? But whatever. And all of the projections that Billy was giving, they were fake. None of it was real. That's why Billy McFarland was charged with wire fraud and sentenced to prison. Sorry. This wasn't a mistake. Like, he knew what he was doing. You have to actually be really smart to actually pull this off. I'm not congratulating him, but I'm saying, like, okay, you actually did something bad, but you did something. Lastly, lastly, this Fyre festival, is proof that marketing can replace actual operations. You cannot be like, oh, it has so much hype, let's give it more money or something. No, you actually need a plan, not just be like, oh, the hype and the people and the influencers will cover it or whatever. And image isn't value. Founders, in this case, Billy McFarland, they have the ethical duty to be financially honest to their customers and to their investors, especially the investors, well, also the customers, but I'll talk about the customers in a second. And the investors have the duty to actually investigate what I said before. Don't be dumb. Think about what you're doing, okay? And again, the customers have they also have a role in all of this, because they actually just bought the tickets with the hype and they were like, oh my god, this is going to be so cool. And this keeps happening. People just buy stuff because of consumerism and wanted to be part of it, and not actually knowing if it's going to happen, or if it's going to work, or if it's going to fail, and don't have a backup plan. So it's bad. Like, it's at fault of everyone. This was not just a one person thing, it was everyone. I mean, yeah, one person, but mostly everyone. And then at the end of the day, money is just numbers. What these people were giving Billy is the entire trust. They were like, yes, take my money, take whatever. And he did take the money, just didn't use it as he was supposed to do. Yeah, that's it. Just investigate before you invest, and don't be a mosquito, and don't be a consumerist. Stop consuming a lot. Be smart with your money.